Hey, good afternoon. It's February 15th, 2023. This is the 2002 Mercedes-Benz SL500 that I have presently up on auction on BringaTrailer that's ending tomorrow. The car has 22,436 miles, and I literally just got the car back today from my mechanic. We just installed brand new rotors and brake pads on the front. The rotors that were on the car, one of the rotors was making a squeaking noise. We didn't want to let the car leave here that way, so it's been addressed. I'll show you real quick. Car brakes silent now. It's a very nice car. First part of its life was in California up until 2014. Carfax shows that it was dealer serviced on a regular basis. Very, very nice car. Second owner was in Virginia. He's actually the current owner. He's a Mercedes-Benz enthusiast. He continued to care for this car the proper way. I mean, this car, you can tell by the way it drives and how clean and how immaculate. I mean, the interior is absolutely spectacular. As I mentioned before, the car only has 22,436 miles. It's a very low mileage car, but not low to the point where like you get a lot of these sub 10,000 mile cars where you don't want to drive it because you're afraid that you're going to affect the resale value in the future. And if you're buying these cars and you're like I was when I was younger, like my son is now, you like to buy a car, maybe keep it a couple of years, have some fun with it, and when it comes time to reselling it down the road, you'd like to potentially, optimally make some money on the car, or even not lose on it. And with 22,437 miles, this is that type of car where you can drive this car 3,000 to 5,000 miles a year, have the car for anywhere from 2 to 5 years, and chances are, the way the market is on all SLs, especially now the 129s, I foresee that this car will continue to go up in value if the condition is maintained and the mileage is still kept relatively low. I doubt anyone that buys this car is going to be looking to put 15,000 miles a year on it, although I don't discourage people from doing that. This would be an excellent daily driver, but to me it's such a pristine 21-year-old car. My guess is, if I had to put money on it, I would say that the next owner of this car will probably use it more for weekend use, going out to dinner, Sunday drives, definitely taking it to car shows, MBCA events. He'll definitely be a rock star at those occasions. Car is amazingly tight. As you notice now, the brakes are silent. It's got almost new Continental Extreme Contact tires. I think I mentioned in my walk around video, at most they may have 200-300 miles on them. Just a really nice clean car, and this car will sell tomorrow. No reserve, 2-owner, all original paint, pristine original soft top, pristine original hard top. It's as close to as good as it gets, for 22,000 miles. If I saw this car and the odometer said 12,000 miles, it wouldn't have any impression on me that the mileage wasn't true. I mean, the car is so clean. It was loved, and that's the way you really want to buy a car. You want to buy a car that was cared for, well maintained, because there's a saying that especially a lot of us car guys have, that especially a guy like myself, we buy cars for a living, and there's a saying in the industry that's very true: cheap is expensive. You know, you think you're buying a cheap R129, maybe it's got some miles on it, maybe 60, 70, 80,000 miles, and you're getting it for a steal, but it hasn't been maintained. You'll find out quick that that cheap car is actually very, very expensive. You'd probably be better off paying the money up front for a really good one that's been cared for. In fact, you are better off buying a car that's been maintained. I mean, just look at how tight the steering is on this car. Tracks beautifully. And I'm not saying that all high mileage cars are, you know, not good buys, but from experience, you'll see occasionally I do sell higher mileage cars. I cherry pick or I sell high mileage cars that come from usually single or 2 or 3 owners, documented service history, and you immediately know as soon as you get behind the wheel of a car how the car was cared for. This particular car is, I would say it drives as good as any R129 that I've ever sold, and I've sold a lot of very, very nice low mileage examples. So I'm going to brake it pretty hard here as long as there's nobody behind me, so I can demonstrate that the brakes are 100% not making that noise anymore. So I'll keep my mouth shut here. All right, brake hard. Brakes are silent on the car now. This car ends tomorrow. It's a no reserve auction. The new owner is going to be very pleased with their purchase. This is a blue chip example of an R129. Really well maintained, only 2 owners. And that's my final video for today. I want to wish everyone the best of luck.